Hey everyone, welcome to Mindset Talks, Life Beyond the Checkboxes. I'm John Jermillo, Leadership Performance Coach.
I'm Prati Kaufman. I'm a marketing energy coach.
So, as your co host for the series, we are just trying to have real everyday conversations about real everyday topics, things that come to us just based on what we see, what we experience. A lot of what we share in these conversations is from personal experience or business experience. We break it down, throw each other ideas. So, we just want to get kind of this conversation out there, share with others, and see what others think. We've gotten some great feedback about what people have heard here, new ways that they look at things, new way that they consider things. So that's what we want to keep doing. So for this particular one, our conversation is going to be about decision fatigue in entrepreneurs. And Prati, you had suggested this one based on your experience with maybe with clients, your business, personal life. What do you have to share with us?
So I since I became an entrepreneur, like one of the biggest thing has been on my life is making decisions every single day about everything. I don't have a team. I'm not in that corporate world where I can go to my manager, or I can't have a colleague, right, where I can brainstorm on the spot. You are alone in the journey in a way. Yes, you have people you can reach out, you can have masterminds, you can create the support system, but every single day you're making these little decisions. Should I spend this money here? Should I hire this person? Should I outsource this? Should I buy this course? Like when you start, should I be doing this event? Should I be meeting this? Like it's non-stop. So on an average, they say a normal person makes 35,000 decisions. Okay, some are on automated, right? You get up, you brush, you know that you're going to need to get up, they are like routine. You don't need to think, but you are thinking, you're making the decision every single day that I need to use the bathroom, I need to wash my hands, I need to prepare breakfast, I need to get ready. Those are automated already in your brain because you've done it enough. Okay, but then some decisions you have to make where situations are new, and you don't have all the information. So brain tries to go in, figure it out, like whatever the storage is there, right? And then say, okay, maybe this is the best output, correct? And then some situation, brain has no experience of whatsoever. That's when we freak the fuck out, right? Like because we have no idea, we have no precedent, we have no idea of whether it's going to work. That's when we get into the fear. That's where the decision fatigue happens. Okay, every small thing we are doing and there, and then there's a decision which is like going to affect so much, and we have no idea what to do. So that's my experience with decision fatigue. It's crazy what it can do to you. I mean, your stress levels go high when you are in decision fatigue. So I don't
Mhm.
know what is your experience with decision fatigue, but I know that it can cause, like, to for me, heart palpitation. I know sleeping when I am in that fatigue zone. I can't think.
Yeah, it's good that you brought up that some are so automated that they're habits, we don't even think about them. But yeah, I mean, from uh, like just for instance, in my household, we have two boys now. We have another baby on the way. So the night before school, you're like, okay, what is the kid going to wear? What am I going to wear? If I'm going into the office, we're doing hybrids and whatnot. Which way am I going to take to work? What does the weather look like? So what jacket do I have to grab for the kid? What do I have to grab for myself? You're right. I mean, if you step back and think about how many decisions you make a day, some of them are automated enough, but some of them, like you said, when you don't have a precedent, when your brain doesn't have like historical actual knowledge to go back to that it can make this decision on, it's like I mean, we joked about it before we started on this. I mean, even when I sit down at night and all the family's in bed and it's like daddy time and I turn on the TV, I got to pick from like Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, like Disney Plus, and then I scroll through them. And there'll be times I shut off the TV because I don't want to make a decision. And then I go over and I open up my book drawer in the living room and I open up the drawer and I have four or five books staring at me in the face. They're all
Yeah.
different books and I pick which book I want to read based on, do I like this person's writing? What is the energy like? What is my energy like? Am I really going to get through a chapter? I, for the first time in my life, based on just all this bullshit that we have to go through every day, all these decisions, right? And it's not that we are taking our family for granted or we're complaining, but it's just the reality of what, when you step back and think about what you have to do to get through the day, it's a lot. But this is the first time in my life where I have literally sat down and done nothing. So at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm not even going to turn on the TV because it's just going to be that same rabbit hole of trying to find something. I'm not in the mood to read, so I will sit there and just put my head back, not sleep, close my eyes, and just kind of unwind. And I told you I would meditate. I haven't gotten to the point where I will be meditating, but I think I will be meditating only because I'm appreciating those quiet moments even more. So I think that's a good time to just kind of decompress from the day. But you're right. I mean, I've heard like Obama only had like 2 suits. I heard, uh, Steve Jobs had the same uniform, the black mock turtleneck with the jeans. Heard Zuckerberg does the same thing, limiting the decisions. And the first time I heard about them doing that, I'm like, "What? That's just like one decision in your day. What is that really gonna do?" But it's amazing how much time you can spend looking at your clothes trying to figure out what you're gonna wear. Um, so if you can automate any of your processes much in the way that they do, like anything will help because I think we underestimate really how many decisions we make in a day.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a great point. So you automate all your insignificant decisions.
Hmm.
Like, that's the best way to do it. So, like, I have 3 pairs of track pants for the whole winter. It's one, right? Like, what am I going to wear? This is what's going to, at home, right? Again, my wardrobe is always this one closet. I don't have 5 closets, and everything fits, all the shoes, everything. And for a woman, it's pretty limiting. Like, everything is in one. I can see it all in one
Hmm.
place, and if I get something, good. If not, it's black. Like, anytime I have this, I'm not sure, wear black, get out, right? I only wear red lipstick. There's a reason for that, because it's
Yeah.
different shades of red. It doesn't matter now. I don't have to match anything. It's always a red lipstick. So I have minimized a lot of those decisions. For my son, it's 3 options for breakfast. If I have time, I can make different. It's frozen waffles, frozen, pancakes, or frozen, hash browns. Pick one, correct?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you want to change, then there's cereal. Okay. So it's really important. All these insignificant decisions, if we can minimize it and not think too much, so that your energy can go towards making the bigger decisions, which actually requires thinking, and the
Yes.
fatigue is not there. I have seen my sister spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes just to wear what to wear, and then go to wear the exact same thing she wears every day. I'm like, why would you do that? Do you have that kind of a time in your life to really sit and do this? Like, aren't there better things to do in life? So the fatigue is real, man. I mean, I'm telling you, in December, there's work. I hired a new team, and everybody's asking me for every little thing. Is it okay? Can you review this? Can you review that? On top of it, Kaden was off. So now Mama was for lunch. Mama was for this. Mama, do you want to play on? Mama. So for 10, 15 days, there was nothing but Mama, 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 Mama. I love that kid, but come on. 10 days home, like
Yeah.
it's,
Oh
it's,
yeah.
it's a 10, 12 days of home. And then you have this all holiday shopping. Who's getting what gift? What are we sending this? How are we doing this? What's going for Christmas dinner? What are we wearing for this? Can we meet? Oh my God. I had the biggest meltdown of my life in
Did
December.
you?
Oh God. You don't even want to know.
Well, because I think I spoke to you beforehand and we were talking about just like obviously we love our families, we love the holidays, but we're like, man, this is a lot. It's a lot of you could get burnt out just thinking about everything that you need to do. So yeah. You okay now?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
totally okay. I just told my husband, like, don't ask me what's for dinner. Like, anything, these questions, figure this out. Like, this,
Yeah.
we ate out most days because I just didn't have the energy to even think about what to buy for grocery store and what to make. Like, nothing. I had no energy left to do anything by the evening except just stare at the wall. I couldn't read books. Only thing I read probably is Garfield, because it just takes your mind off everything, right? Like, nothing which will you require my brain thinking, right? So
If
I'm telling you, you really have to understand the decision making process. And
yeah.
what really helps is meditation, minimizing, creating intentional breaks in your life where you don't have to make decisions. You really have to minimize, like you said, automate little things in life. Like, don't worry too much, don't sweat it.
Yeah. I mean, even preparing beforehand where you're not in the moment that you have to decide, but if you know a decision is coming up, do it beforehand, plan it out. I know people that plan their menus for their house ahead of time because they don't want to have to make the decision after the workday and figure out what they're going to do. Sunday night, they planned out what the meals were going to be each night. Same for, it sounds ridiculous, but all these things add up. Kids' outfits for school. You know, there was a point where my wife and I were laying out their clothes like on the bureau by day, Sunday night, so that we didn't have to worry about it after work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We were doing it when we were home. The kids were off doing something. We were relaxed. So we just go through and, and I mean, anytime you step away from the kids, it's a bit relaxing because it's hectic. But even just preparing in advance, like if I'm leaving the house, I think about, okay, what is it that I need at each step of my way out of the house? Because when we moved into a new house, I had to like figure out what my process was going to be. It sounds ridiculous, but where I'm going to put my keys, like where am I going to put my shoes, where am I going to put my clothes, like, and it took me like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even a little more, to figure out what that process was going to be, so it was efficient.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really do underestimate how many decisions we make. I mean, we've overcomplicated life. Think about, I mean, you for business or somebody posting social media, you got to think about what you want to post, what time you want to post it. We've overcomplicated life where if you think about what we used to be, right? Primal animals back in the day, it was just find something to eat, procreate, and don't get killed. But
Yes.
now it's like, what book do I read? How do I word this email? A book that I'm working on that I'm writing. What do I want it to look like? What are the kids again having to eat? What am I gonna have to eat? Do I want to eat or not? Because I'm so exhausted. Like as more time goes on and we have access to more life, I mean, we do have to step back and really, like you said, if it is meditation, if it is working out, what is it? Or maybe not working out. I don't know. Which exercise should I do for cardio? What should I do for weights? Is that too many decisions? It all depends what you have the energy for. So I think that's why, based on obviously everything you've taught me and everything I've learned, it's like you really do need to guard your energy and you have to pick and choose your battles. If you want to go into something, but it's going to be too many decisions and it's going to stress you out, do you really need to go into whatever it may be? Where can you cut back? Where can you make it more efficient? And how do you decompress?
Exactly. And also those decision making can anchor you, the things you automate, So I looking back, I didn't understand why I did that during that time. But when I had my son, right, at the first year, I am a very physical person. I need to get in my body every single day, whether it's exercise, hiking, whatever it is, I need that. Like almost it's like breathing to me. So I chose this particular practice of yoga called Ashtanga. Now, as you're talking, it's coming back to me. You know what was it? It's the same sequence every single day. You get on a mat, there's no thinking. You know the exact pose you need to do from one to another. It's a 1.5 hour practice. Barely got 1.5 hours ever, but I still remember getting up at 4:30, getting on my mat so I could finish before Kaden woke up at 6, just to have some time that again anchor to start my day in something I know because everything else was so unpredictable.
Yeah. And that's why I like being a night owl because my family goes to bed early. So by the time I go to bed, I have like 3 or 4 hours to myself.
Yeah.
So I could be writing or working or reading or just decompressing. Really, it really is the first time that I've in the last couple of years where I've just, kids, exhaustion, business, work, all that stuff, where I really just sat down and did nothing. I always tended to have something going on, something to fill sound or busyness, but I have an entirely new appreciation for just sitting there and just doing nothing
Yeah.
and not even
Yeah.
forcing myself. I'll just sit on the couch, put my head back and just be like, just exhale. And that's like the only time during the day that I can focus on my breathing because I need to do that more specifically for myself. I know in general it's good for you, but I realize how much I hold my breath because I'm always just on the go. So that's
Yeah.
the time where I'm like, okay, now I got to remember to do this thing called breathing and really make sure that I'm doing it right.
Exactly. And one of the things I actually do also is train my mind to make quick decisions, right? So I give myself like a limit, right? I'll go look at the books, pick one in 10 seconds. Pick and like don't even worry, like go with the gut, right? You have to
Mhm.
train yourself to fall into your gut a lot, not so much even mind and heart. What's my gut feeling like? Just fall into it. So I do these experiments a lot about making decisions, as long as they're not affecting big things. So you start with the little things, right? It could be a picking a book, or picking, a pair of shirt without trying on, like. So there are a lot of these little things I think I've done enough over time,
Mhm.
where my team says it's amazing how we send you like something within 10 seconds you give us feedback. I can scan things now and quickly say that thing is missing, and they're like, how do you do this? I think it's just training your mind to look for those. And that's doesn't end. It's everyday training. You have to do things which are uncomfortable. You have to make decisions where even if you don't know, you make a decision, I always say, because then you will know what not to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
better to do something than not do something.
yeah, and this whole decision fatigue, it's like maybe too many. It's like a spectrum. Maybe too many decisions where you get fatigue, or no decisions because you can't decide,
Yeah,
and you have like that paralysis by over analysis.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I've realized like how much I try to streamline what I'm doing. I try to like learn from, okay, how did it go last week or yesterday? What can I refine this week? Um, I'm I, I'm not perfect about it, but I always try to do a lot of prep work beforehand so that I can avoid a major decision, or I can streamline what that process looks like. Even little stuff like the basic example, like I said, of you're moving into a new house. Okay, what is your process like, so that you
yeah,
don't forget something, have to go back, and that takes 5 seconds. And it sounds ridiculous, but all of that, if it's not organized, it adds up. All that
it
time adds
does.
up. It gives you frustration.
Yeah,
The route to work, which way to take, like all these little things. So any kind of preparation beforehand always tends to help.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, this is was not a conversation to get to a conclusion. It's just for
Mm,
you to understand that how do you maximize, right, your decision making when things are pressing, when you have to, every decision you're making is maybe, as an entrepreneur, you're affecting your business, you're affecting, if you have a team, every decision you make, somebody's getting affected. A lot of people are
yes.
dependent. So you have to
Yes.
figure out your process of how to make those quick decisions. But one thing I know, I'm a doer, right? My bias is always doing than thinking.
Yeah.
So when I am in like thinking mode, I say, shake it off, do something, right? Make a decision, right or wrong is better. A wrong decision will lead you to right one, rather than sitting here and overthinking. I think that is the biggest draining thing in our life, is overthinking or looking for things to be perfect. Now that's what drains us, not so much of the actual decision.
Yeah, I love the fact that you said, as an entrepreneur, that you will be affecting other people. Yeah, we're not coming at this as coaches, this conversation, but a lot of what I see in leadership coaching is just leaders not understanding that their decisions impact other people. And that sounds like common sense, but they don't really think about the little ripple effects of their decisions. The same way that we talk on a personal level, that we have little micro decisions every day, and then there's big decisions. I think leaders only look at the big decisions, the decisions I have to make to execute something, but they don't think about the little decisions throughout the day. How they may decide something one way, something small, and it impacts something. Like somebody has to work on something that doesn't make sense. You've known it in the past. Going down that path doesn't make sense. Just these little avenues you take people down as a leader, as the head entrepreneur, or the head business person in a business venture. I would say, listen, we talked about how to figure out your own, how to work towards it. But please, yes, it's huge. And I'm glad you brought it up. Keep in mind how your decisions, even your little decisions, not major life events, we always look at those, not the major ones, but the little micro decisions you make throughout the day. Yes, not which way do I go to the kitchen kind of thing, But think about the decisions you make throughout the day and how they impact other people, whether it's the words you choose, the emotion you choose to show, just these little things. So I love that you brought that up. It shouldn't just be about how it affects us, but there's so many implications and ripple effects for how our decisions impact others. And that's such a huge one because I really don't like when leaders waste people's time. And I think I'm like, I got to write a book about this because it's my Achilles heel is in leadership is getting pissed off when people's time is wasted. I'm not saying you always need to get it right as a leader. Absolutely not. But you should be demonstrating that you're at least trying to figure out, you're thinking about your decisions. And when they don't, and it affects a lot of people's lives with stress, anxiety,
Yeah.
trauma in the workplace, that just, I'll shut up
Mm.
now. But leaders, people, everybody, please think about the ripple effects that your decisions, those little ones, have on other people.
Yes. So we'll close it here again. It's just to kind of make you think about decision making, nothing else,
Yep.
because so much of we just take it for so granted, that oh, it's there for us. So, but it's a
we're
skill
we're
worth
we're on cruise
developing in
control. We're
life.
on cruise control,
Yeah, we're not
and
cruise
it's one of
control.
those things where you have to step back and really
Hmm.
think about what you're doing and how you're executing.
Exactly. So
So, thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe where you're watching, subscribe where you're listening. Reach out, let us know what you thought of this conversation. If you'd like to join us for one in the future, that'd be great, either about something we've already talked about or a new topic. We're always open to learning from our community. So, um, yeah, keep this all in mind into this new year. Again, a new year is only on paper, but a lot of us use it as a refresh. So we hope that a lot of these conversations will kind of open up your mind to just new ways of thinking. Ours isn't the perfect way, absolutely not, but they're new avenues you can consider, new options you can make. So until the next time, take care. Bye.
take care. Bye.